Hey guys, it's Sam of Sam and CEO. I've tried to film this video 3 different times, but this is the third take. Let's hope this is gonna be the last take. So, basically what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to be doing a get to know me video, which basically means I am going to be answering some questions that you guys might have. We're not a big enough channel. We don't have barely any subscribers to do a Q&A, but I'm just gonna answer some questions that you guys might have once we start getting more subscribers. So, first question is that I'm 17. So is Sam. Or so is CEO. I am Sam. So is CEO. Would you adjust this? Okay. Second question. No, we do not live together. We live across the street from each other. We don't talk all the time. Actually, I don't think I've talked to Sam, or I don't think I've talked to CEO in like 2 weeks. So, she's tried reaching out. I just haven't gotten her text. Like, my phone won't tell me that she's texted me till like the next day. So, basically, we don't live together, and we are not sisters, we're just good friends. So, a little bit about me is that I actually have been through a lot. What has brought me here is I want to shed light on people that feel as though they're alone, because they are not. I may cry during this video, don't know. It's just a common thing, I cry a lot. So, I've been through a lot, and I've also been through a lot of depression, and I have panic and anxiety disorder. My eyes already look like I'm crying, I'm really not. I've been through a lot, so I want to shed light on those people that feel as though they're alone, because you're not. People go through life differently. People experience different things in life. Some people experience the same things in life. Some people are very similar. Just like me and my sister, we're not biological sisters. We have been best friends for 12 years now, going on 12 years. And we just really connected when we met back in grade school. So that's really all it is like, we just are, we're not the same person at all. We have gone through different things. She's been through different things than I have. And her family is much more different than mine. So, I want to let people know, for the third time, I want to let people know that you're not alone. That if there's anything that helps you throughout your day, whether that be watch a YouTube video, watch your favorite YouTuber, look up advice on YouTube, get help with, call somebody, go to counseling. I did counseling for a while. Personally, it helps for a little bit, but it doesn't really solve your problems. So I do say go to counseling, but go to counseling if you're actually going to follow through with what your counselor says, and make sure you get a good counselor that will listen to you and help you and not criticize you. Because you definitely need somebody that can definitely give you pointers on how to cope with things, instead of telling you, well, are you sure you didn't do this? Or make you feel like a piece of garbage. I'm not saying that I've ever gone through that, but it's happened. I've had people tell me that it's happened, and I don't want that for anybody. I want people to get help, and I want them to be better, and I want them to see the best in themselves. I don't want them to feel as though they are worthless pieces of shit. Because you're not. Everybody on this earth is here for a reason, and you're all beautiful in your own way. And we are all meant to do different things on this world. I'm just gonna leave that there. So, my backstory. A little bit of my backstory is my life, my actual life, kind of started back in 2008. I lost my grandmother back in 2008 to cancer. She was, I don't want to get it wrong, she was in her late 50s. I'm just going to put that there. She was in her late 50s, and she passed away from pancreatic cancer. And I'll probably post like her obit on Instagram, because I haven't really been active on Instagram or here, but that's because I'm still trying to get the feel of things. But anyways, she was my best friend. Oh, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. Okay. She was my best friend, and I basically lived with her. My parents were full-time workers at the time. They were together. They are currently not together, which is gonna be brought up later on down the road, but they are not together. And she was, again, she's my best friend. I lived with her and my grandpa off and on, due to my parents were just workers, and my bus stop was there when I went to school. So I mainly stayed with my grandparents. And so did my brother at one point when he was little. He did the same thing because we went to the same grade school. But me and my brother are 13 years different. Like, we are 13 years apart. You guys can do the math on how old he is. I'm not going to put that out there. If you guys figure it out, good for you. He has his own YouTube channel. Doesn't really post on it, but he does have a YouTube channel. I will put that in. I'm going to promote that because I am so proud of my brother, and I'm so proud of him and his best friend. Their YouTube channel is Rubber City Throwdown. They basically promote Akron, Ohio boxing. So like boxing matches or MMA, or not boxing, martial arts. They do MMA and they promote them. They sit down and review them. They have had guests on there, and they're just doing so well. I'm so proud of them. Anyways, back into it. We're 13 years different. So, he is my best friend. He's been my best friend through life. When we were younger, we were very close. We'll say that we were very close. We still are, just in a different way. He's off getting married. He will be getting married next year. So he lives with his fiance. And I'm here still living at home because I'm still trying to graduate. So basically, okay, back at it. So, where was I? Okay, so me and my brother were very close, and he was more or less very protective of me when I was little. So he's protective of me and my family, like my immediate family, which has select few. But he was very protective, and he still is, just in a different way now. But when we lost our grandmother, he knew that that was going to change my life forever. because me and him are very close to my grandmother. So when all that happened, I kind of came to and realizing that I was never going to see her again. So my brother, we all were in the nursing home with my grandmother, the hospice care, and I was sitting next to her, and I was holding her hand. Granted, she could not move, open her eyes, talk. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't eat either. She was just this inanimate object. It was like she was an inanimate object. So I held her hand, and she gripped my hand for the last time. And I was talking to her, and I'm like right here in her face because I'm just crying. And she opened her eyes and looked at me and tried to move her mouth. I just looked at her and I said, "It's okay. We're going to be okay." Just being the 7-year-old I am, I was just like, it's going to be okay. And my mom, I just had that minute for myself. I just had a little bit for myself, just looking in her eyes and just seeing her for the last time. And then I told my mom her eyes were open. And my mom was like, if anybody wants to see her with her eyes open, now's your time. My aunt and them were there, and she died 3 days before her birthday. So she went peacefully. So I kind of came to with that whole situation due to she was my best friend. My grandpa got remarried 2 years later. Very happy for him. I was in his wedding. It's the first wedding. His wedding was actually very beautiful, and it was kind of cool. It was movie themed. So then, 2 years after that, I lost my great-grandmother on my dad's side. She was just older. She was in her 80s, almost 90s. She was going to be 88 maybe? I think 88. I don't quite remember. I was 11. So I lost her when I was 11, back in 2012. And she was my best friend also. I had a lot of best friends, but my grandparents are still my life. My grandpa is still my life. My family is my life. Because my motto is that family is not replaceable, but normal things that happen in life are. You can always go back to school. You can always do the GED. You cannot replace family, and you cannot redo family. My family is my number one thing. Excuse me. So when she died, you would have thought she was murdered, because I didn't see her before she died or when she died. I found out the day after. She died in the middle of the night. She died at night. My aunt Didie was putting her to bed, was helping her to bed, and she was still coherent. She could still talk. She knew who everybody was, but she had a pacemaker. And if anybody doesn't know what a pacemaker is, it's basically a machine that goes where your heart is, and it pumps your heart for you. It beats like a heart. And there's suspicions on how she died, but we just say that she died naturally. went naturally, and I found out the next day. I was leaving for vacation, and I was literally leaving the next day for vacation when I found out. Or I was leaving that day for vacation, I think. And sorry, I'm so worried about my dog. And my mom was like, I need to take you somewhere. She was like, I need to take you somewhere. And I was like, okay. I was like, have I been there before? I was just like, have I been there before? What's going on? Have I met these people before? It's a surprise. And my mom was like, well, I can't tell you. And I was like, okay. So we pulled up to my grandmother's house. Granted, she lives on a hill, but she's actually 4 streets away, and my dad lives there. My dad and my grandma live there. So my dog is going to be so annoying. I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to wrestle with her right now because I'm not. So, I get there, and I'm like, oh, it's my grandma's house. What's going on? And I looked through the window because you can usually see her sitting in her chair through the front window. And she wasn't there. So I immediately turned around and I was like, where's Grandma? I walk in the house is full of people crying. My dad pulls me aside and said, we lost Grandma last night. I told you I was probably gonna cry. My heart broke. She was my best friend. After my grandma on my mom's side died, I went to her. Me and her used to do crafts together. Used to go to church together. Used to do all these things. I was her baby. Because my dad and my brother don't have the best relationship, and that's totally fine. And I was the only one that really came around for her because I loved her. I still do. And I was the only girl from my dad. So I was her baby. And for the longest time I was the baby in the family. But then as I got older, my cousins started having kids. So I'm not the baby anymore. Let's just say that. So he told me, he goes, we lost Grandma last night. And I broke down. I was screaming, crying for an hour. And I was just kind of in shock. I was like, what? Why didn't anybody tell me? Like, I could have gone to the hospital or anything like that. Like, somebody could have brought me to the hospital, and they said we didn't want to scare you because we knew what was happening. I'm gonna cry again. I already know it. So, my dad explained to me what happened, and I was like, well, am I still going on my vacation? He goes, yeah, you're still going on your vacation. Her funeral was Wednesday. we left. We left Sunday, and we went to an amusement park in Pennsylvania Monday and Tuesday. And we came home Tuesday night, and we went to her funeral on Wednesday. I don't know what she's eating, but get out of it. And basically it was a remake of my great grandfather's funeral, her husband. I don't remember much of my great grandfather because he died when I was 3. And and so I was one of the people that stood up next to the casket. And people were saying, I'm so sorry for your loss. My dad was up there, but me and my mom went to the funeral. And get down. And that was the whole thing. So, fast forwarding to less sad things. Well, this was kind of sad because my grades started dropping when I was in middle school, and my freshman year of high school, I was a band student. I was a band student up until my sophomore year. And my best friend, he wasn't like my at-home best friend. He was just like a school best friend. Like, he was one of the first people I met when I started going to that school. And me and him would make fun of each other, and we would pick on each other. But like 2 years down the road, we noticed that, oh, we're not such horrible people. And we started hanging out, like eating lunch together, going to classes together, and stuff like that. And we had our own little clique of friends. Well, me and that clique of friends, one of them died. And for anybody that lives in Northeast Ohio, probably knows about it. So, it was a freak accident, but I watched it happen, and I was traumatized. So, I was in and out of the hospital for 2 months. Out of the psych unit for 2 months. That was not the reason I was suicidal. That was just the icing on the cake of why I was suicidal. I have my own reasons on why I was suicidal. I'm not currently now. I just have really bad depression. And it just comes and goes. And I have panic and anxiety disorder, which comes and goes. Well, I live my life in anxiety. But yeah. So, and I've moved to multiple different places, like not states, but like different places in Northeast Ohio. So, I lived in Akron at one time. I currently live in Akron. I've lived in Akron most of my life. I lived in Norton. I lived in Barberton. And now I'm back in Akron. And I might be moving back to my childhood home. So, basically, I've lived in a roundabout way in Akron all my life. Not very far from Akron, at least. So, I now live 4 streets away from my dad, which was the house my grandparents passed away in. And I am currently, because that brings you up to speed, I am currently a senior in high school, on the midst of graduating, and I'm very happy. I have friends by my side. I have a puppy. I have a dog. I have family. And I'm just very thankful for my family. And yeah, that brings you up to speed with me. So a lot of death has happened in my life. And there's been more that's happened, but I just wanted to show you guys that you're not the only ones that go through family passing. And you're not the only ones that go through depression. You're not alone. But I do advise you to get help or do something that helps you. Don't just sit there and wilt and wither to death. You are needed. You are loved. And you are beautiful in every way. And that's coming from somebody who's always been made fun of about their weight. I am no means skinny. And I was always made fun of about my middle name and my last name and different things like that. And it's not fun. I get that. But there are just some things we have to do to just let it go. I still have not learned that. I would be a hypocrite if I said that I do that. I can preach to a choir and not do it. That's a hypocrite. And I can tell you I give the best advice. People tell me I give the best advice, but I don't do those things for myself. That's why I'm here. It's because I want to show you that I am gonna start living my life to its fullest potential. And I want to show you guys that it is possible to come back from those types of things. So, I don't know if CEO is going to post a video, but if she does, definitely go watch it. Definitely leave your comments down here in the comment section. And question that I'm going to leave for you guys to answer is, what are you guys thankful for? Because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. So what are you guys thankful for? And make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!